What's happening, everybody? TK here, TK and Drinks, and you know what time it is. If you're seeing me here, it's another honest mead review coming at you. And today we're going to be getting into a mead from the cast there at Funktastic Meadery in Virginia, collabed up with the cast there at Four Fires Mead in Ohio. We own a meatery. Look at all that wonderful, awesome labelage they got going on there. They got the ingredients listed up here. We got the smoked bacon, we got the vanilla, we got the maple, and that's right, you did hear me correct. They got smoked bacon. This is a mesquite blossom sweet mead that has had vanilla and maple both added to it, and then that whole conglomeration of deliciousness was then added to the smoked bacon. Yes, real smoked bacon, aged on legitimate smoked bacon from, I believe it's Marvinson's, Marvinson's barbecue there in Virginia as well. They hooked that thing up. This thing is a phenomenal sweet mead. It's got all sorts of unique flavors, and I wanted to bring that to you guys today, at least let you know what's going on with that. If you like what you're hearing, like what you're seeing, I encourage you to go ahead, hit me a follow, hit me a subscribe on that, hit me that notify bell. Anything on the social medias is always appreciated. So let's go ahead and get into that slow pour today. Finish this off. As you can see, this certainly is not my foray, my first foray into this bottle. I did do an interview with Matt there at Funktastic Meads. Maybe I'll try to put the link up here somewhere in the screen. You can go check that out and get his take on what's going on in here. As well as actually an interview with Chris and Andy from Four Fires Mead. Maybe I'll put that link up here as well so you can get their take on this, because I did speak with them about that as well. Here we go. Slow pour. Yes, I like what I'm seeing there. I like what I'm feeling. Definitely like what I'm smelling. So, start with that. Got our new scorecard here. Whoa, we're dropping our pen. Again, this is the Funktastic and Four Fires collab. This is We Own a Meatery. First thing I'm smelling is that smoked bacon, 100%. It smells like breakfast, like you got your loved ones cooking you breakfast in the morning. You get to sleep in because you had a hard week at work, and it's a weekend, and you're laying there and you're tossing your turn. Do I get up? Do I not get up? And that smell, that smokiness comes wafting into your room, and you're like, could it be bacon? And you get up and you creep to the door and you poke your head out and you're like, holy crap, that's a wonderful smoked bacon. And then it's like the best reason for you to get out of bed, man. That's exactly what this smells like. You got a sweet honey character in there, that smoky mesquite honey. If you've never had mesquite honey, it has this very much smoky, almost like a barbecue, smoked barbecue, like smoky, charcoaly, just woodsy, earthy type of notes to it. It's very unique and very pleasant, and it's playing very well with the smoked bacon that it was aged on. So it's doing everything in the aromatics that I would expect it to be doing. It's so delightful. I highly suggest picking up a bottle of this if you ever get an opportunity. So on the aromatics, starting away, honey expressions are there for the mesquite honey. Alcohol presence, not hardly picking up anything at all. So I mean, I don't know if that's good or bad for what they were going for, but I don't pick up any alcohol at all. The complexity is very well done. A strong mix, a very well balanced mix of that smokiness, that sweetness. I don't get any tanginess or zippiness from like any off flavors from a funky ferment or anything like that. So it's definitely presenting itself well aromatically. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to give that thing a solid, we're going to give this one a solid 8 on the aromatics. And appearance, it's doing everything it's supposed to do. It's absolutely brilliant. If you can see that nice and very extra light white color, almost almost like no hue to it whatsoever. It's just barely got anything. No floaties, no particulates. I don't really see any legs to it, but I did a little bit overfill the glass. So, but this thing is amazingly strong in character and body. So I am imagining that there's going to be some legs that do present themselves, regardless of whether they do or not. It is a solid 6 on the presentation. Alright, and on the flavor. If it tastes anything like it smells, it's going to be smoky, it's going to be savory, it's going to have a nice full body, it's going to have a nice lingering mouthfeel, because it is totally there from everything I'm picking up. in the nose. Oh, holy cow, this is so absolutely sweet. Still, this has been open for about a week now, after I've popped it open and initially sampled it and whatnot. It has this very wonderful mesquite type of honey characteristic to it. It's lightly smoky. It has a true honey characteristic to it. It has a very light, salty savoriness to it, but it doesn't have a bacony taste to it. I'd have to say that is rather disappointing. It doesn't have that like juicy, I wouldn't expect it to be like fatty, but I would expect it to have a little bit more of a unique body if it's you know, it claiming to be a bacon. Not that I can't say it's not claiming to be bacon. It was aged on bacon and everything, but like I would just expect it to have a little bit fuller of a body or more uniqueness to the mouthfeel to it. So overall flavor, not a lot of tannins, not a whole lot of alcohol presence, well balanced, medium to full body going on there, no carbonation, nice lingering aftertaste to it. All in all, I'm going to hit it off with a solid 19. It's got a good flavor to it. I think a more bacon presence would certainly punch it up a little bit more there. And overall, it is a 7 out of 10 on that. So let's go ahead. 7 and 8 is 15. 15 and 19 is 34, and 6 is, that's a 40, man. That's still a solid score. I didn't think it was going to score that high, but you know, 40 out of 50. And like I said, if it just had a little more of the actual bacon presence in that flavor profile, this thing would be a solid 43, 44. It would be, you know, something that I would say would be a unicorn amongst meads. You know, it's still very good right now, and I highly suggest going out and trying it, just because there's not a whole lot of stuff out there that exists that's, you know, made on smoked bacon. But as far as like the bacon characteristic, it's probably not going to be quite as full as what you're thinking. And maybe that's a strong selling point for you, because you're not looking for something that's like, you don't want like chewy fattiness in your mead. And I don't think anybody really does, but I would just, again, appreciate personally a little more of the bacon character. So again, solid 40 out of 50 there from the Funktastic Cats there in Virginia, and their collab up here with the Four Fires Meatery Bros in Ohio. And good. It's sweet. It's like 13.5%. It's wonderful. Go get yourself a bottle and have yourself a wonderful evening, and I will see you on the next review.